What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the playoff matchup between the 76ers and Brooklyn Nets. In a matchup between the number 3 and number 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. Of course, we all know by now that Joel Embiid has been playing at an MVP level the entire season. That is no question. And for the Brooklyn Nets, losing, or I'm not going to say losing, but trading Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, I'm going to be one of the ones that said I am actually surprised they are a number 6 seed, honestly. Not saying that they don't have the serviceable talent, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Nick Claxton, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal. They have more than enough serviceable talent to, I guess, keep them afloat. Now, on the other side of the coin with Philly, you still have to look at guys like James Harden, who has something to prove in the playoffs. You have guys like Tobias Harris, who have something to prove just in general, Tyrese Maxey. And I feel like, of course, the Sixers are a heavy favorite in this series, but you just never know. I know that when certain teams definitely are in position to have everybody against them, they try to up their level of play, probably make it a little more than just letting the team come in, blow you out, sweep you in the playoffs. That is yet to be seen. For me, with the Nets, I think Mikal Bridges is probably going to be who they center their offense around in this series. Get him going early, putting up a lot of shots. I believe one game I seen him even take 8 3-pointers, so there's no telling what his volume will be as far as shooting goes in the playoffs. Like I said, with Philly, I have my reservations and my questions, mainly being one with Doc Rivers. I still have yet to see him, take a team there since the '08 Boston Celtics. I don't really trust Doc Rivers, honestly. If you asking me in this coaching matchup who I would give the edge to, just off of experience, I would give it to Doc. But, sometimes, man, it's very questionable what he does, X's and O's wise. It's very questionable at times. I'm not gonna hold that over his head, mainly saying, okay, if the Sixers do lose, it's going to be blamed on Doc Rivers. But at some point, he has to get it done, especially with this team. I feel like Philly has what it takes to represent the Eastern Conference, as far as the finals go, because, of course, they go as far as Joel Embiid goes. And if he continues his level of play, then they have just a better, as much of a shot as anyone in the Eastern Conference. Do I see them winning the NBA championship? No, I do not. But, in this series versus the Brooklyn Nets, I feel like they do have a chance to, advance. I am picking Philly in this particular series. I believe they are going to beat the Nets in I see them beating the Nets in 5, making it a quick series. I see them winning and getting it over and done with and going on to the next round. Now, granted, if you are a Brooklyn Nets fan, make no mistake, if your season does end, in the first round, that is not a failure. That is not a failure. You have to look at how far you have came from, the days of players not wanting to play, that being, Kyrie, and going through the turmoils with James Harden before trading him, and Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant and all of those things, firing Steve Nash, and being where you are today. What I will say, I am not going to let up on how much I think the Nets should play Cam Johnson. It's insane that that Jacque Vaughn is putting a lid on a player of his offensive caliber. It's insane to me. I mean, anytime the guy is on the court, we're talking about upwards of 30, 35, 40 points. Not saying he's going to do that in the playoffs, but when you have a guy who's able to do that offensively, you should want to unleash him. I don't want to see, garbage time Cam Thomas. I don't want to see that. I want to see him able to go out there, show and prove, put on. Why not? Why not? This is the perfect time. Nationally televised games. You want to be able to put your best players out there, your best foot forward. But I see the Brooklyn Nets definitely fighting. It's not going to be easy. I don't see a scenario where a 30-point game happens, right? I don't see a situation where a 30-point blowout happens. In my opinion, I think some of these games are going to be fairly close. And it's just going to come down to who wants it more, basically, between these two teams. And I see Philly getting the better, the upper hand. They have, in my opinion, more talent. Mainly one being Joel Embiid. They do have James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, who's, one of the better young talents in the game. When healthy, they still do have DeAnthony Melton. Couple pieces coming off the bench. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches do the rotations, things like that. Are teams going to go 8 deep, 9 deep at this point of the playoffs? It's only the first round, but I'm curious to see how far in the rotations that the coaches go when it comes to their bench. So, I believe in the regular season, Jacque Vaughn was going, I believe he was going like a 9-man rotation. And Doc Rivers was doing pretty much the same. You seen him doing some walkthroughs with a couple guys in the tail end of the season, letting Shake Milton get some burn. Montrezl Harrell, who hasn't been really in the rotation, Court Moss, things like that, like guys like getting in the rotation in the tail end of the season. But it's going to be interesting to see how all of that shakes out in this first round matchup between the Brooklyn Nets and Philadelphia 76ers. I'm taking the Sixers in 5. I believe they get it done and go on to the second round. And like I said, I don't believe if the Brooklyn Nets do lose this series, it's going to be a complete loss of their year. I believe, getting back pieces for Kevin Durant helped them. Also, for Kyrie, getting pieces back for him can help them in the future also. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Philadelphia 76ers fans, Brooklyn Nets fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.